Hello again, Dan here, Vinyl Fury, back for another vinyl update video. And these are all new records. One new release and 3 older albums that I finally got on vinyl. First off, 2 albums by one of my favorite bands of all time. And they were never released on vinyl originally. And they were both just put on vinyl for the first time. That band is called Far. And this first album is Tin Cans with Strings to You from 1996. It was originally released on Immortal/Epic, both imprints of Sony. And I didn't know this album until I heard their second record a few years later. But this is their first full length for Sony. They had a couple of independent releases before that. And Far were part of the Sacramento alternative rock scene with Deftones and Will Haven. So they have that kind of sound. Just such an amazing band. Gatefold jacket here. I'm in front of the window, so it's a little bright. But they did a pretty nice job with the art layout. These are both done by Shop Radio Cast, who I've talked about quite a lot recently because they've been releasing so many albums that I've wanted on vinyl for a long time. It's like they have my wish list and they're crossing it off. And they got 2 more on the way, which I'm really excited about. But they also blew up the CD insert. I think it's like a 10-inch size. Some cartoons with the lyrics. And this has some of their heavier songs, some of the more metal tinged alternative rock riffs on this one. Really kind of unique drum sound to me. The snare is very tight and snappy. I always like the drums on this record. But it's a double LP, and see, it looks more yellow than it actually is on camera. It's closer to an orange in person. It's like dark mustard yellow at best. Not really the yellow I was expecting. I was just expecting something a little lighter like the cover. But it is still pretty cool. There's 500 on yellow. It's also on black, and it's also on purple. I think it's 500 purple as well. And they also pressed the follow-up album, the one that introduced me to Far, Water and Solutions from 1998. And this is a single LP, but also on a gatefold jacket. And this one is a pretty neat clear with blue smoke, and probably not going to be able to really see it when I'm holding it up this way. You see a little bit of the smoke in there. It turned out much closer to just a Coke bottle blue than it did clear with blue smoke. There's hardly any smoke effect in there. Wasn't really what I was expecting from the description when I pre-ordered, but still pretty neat. And also it comes with a blown up insert with the lyrics, and you can't really see it. So I heard of Far because a friend of mine randomly found this on CD in a record store and bought it solely based on the fact that they were on Immortal, which is the same label as Korn at the time, and we were both huge Korn fans. So he bought it just based on that. Of course, they don't really sound anything like Korn, but I really, really liked the music. And this one is a little more, it's not quite as heavy. It's got heavy moments, but the production is a lot better, more melody, more of an alternative rock sound, but definitely still has that Sacramento alternative vibe, if you're familiar with that. I really fell in love with the album and the band, and this was 15 years ago, and it's still one of my favorite albums of all time, and I'm really happy to have it on vinyl. So both of these were supposed to be on 180 gram vinyl. Now it's part of the selling point. And I think it's really built into the price of Shop Radio Cast's pressings. Pretty expensive. Tin Cans was $28 plus shipping, and Water Solutions was $22. pretty spendy, especially when you get both of them. So neither one of them are 180 gram. I think somebody weighed them and they were closer to 140. So kind of disappointing there. I mean, I don't really care if a record is 180 gram or not. It's nice, but when it's advertised that way and it's marketed that way and it's not, that's lame. But these are both cut from the original master tape. From what I understand, it was cut straight from the tape to the lacquer, and that's great. I'm glad that they attempted to do that. But it almost sounds like it's not EQ'd. It almost sounds unmastered, really. I had to turn up the volume almost 2 notches above what I usually put it at when it's like at a really good volume. And I had to turn my bass and treble almost all the way up to get an EQ balance. It sounds really flat on both of them, especially on Water and Solutions. A couple of songs sound really, like, completely flat, and I don't know. And it's just a few songs on side A. It sounded much different. I mean, I've heard these records so many times, and Water and Solutions definitely sounded different. Like I said, they almost sound unmastered. So I don't know if they missed a step. Okay, so this video has been a bit of a bitch to make. I lost a whole part of it. I don't know what happened, but I didn't want to waste all the footage that I did, so I'll just reshoot this part. So about Far. Great albums, I love them, I love the band, and I recommend them strongly, but unless you're already a fan of the band and just really want to have these albums on vinyl, I wouldn't go straight for that. I would check them out some other way. And if you really do like music, it is worth having it on vinyl, but they are pretty expensive, so I wouldn't recommend going that route straight away. But I'll definitely leave some kind of link to check out the band's music. It's great for fans of post-hardcore and even bands like Sunny Day Real Estate. Tin Cans, With Strings to You, and Water and Solutions. Far, one of my favorite bands of all time. I am really stoked to have these on vinyl. Just wish they were a little bit better on the whole. I mean, generally there was a pretty good job done, but several things added up to be underwhelming for me as a huge fan of the albums. So yeah, definitely check them out, but proceed with caution, I guess. So the album that was lost somehow, the 4th pressing of We Are the Romans by Botch, the hardcore math rock band. This is probably their most popular album, huge in that genre. Came out in 1999. First pressings of this are extremely hard to come by and really expensive. I've seen it go for like between $300 and $400, which is just crazy. And there was a repressing about a year ago. Holy crap, the sun is getting very bright. Happy Halloween, I guess. I look like a ghost. Hold on a second. Okay, let's try to get through this. So it was repressed about a year ago. Apparently they had some extra jackets, so they pressed up 500 more copies. You can probably hear my roommate playing guitar downstairs. Sorry if that's distracting, but we just need to get through this thing. So they pressed up 500 copies and they were immediately sold out. I mean, within minutes, I didn't even have a chance to get one. And those are, 3-4 times the price now. So really great that Hydra had finally repressed them in a sufficient quantity. They had it remastered for vinyl by James Plotkin, who's done a lot of the reissues of Hydra Head records lately. He's done a really good job of making them sound good. And it's a double LP, 180 gram vinyl, and that's a really sweet color. Let me show you. Alright, so they pressed it on several different colors, and I went with what sounded pretty neat to me, and that is a clear with blue splatter. And it definitely looks different when you're looking at it straight on than it does when you look at it backlit. So I'll insert some shots here as well of it lit from behind. It looks quite a bit different. And the second record has even more splatter on there. Quite a bit, actually. It looks pretty awesome. But yeah, the record sounds great, and really happy I was able to finally get it on vinyl, and definitely get it while it's still available, because eventually it'll be hard to come by again. So yeah, Botch We Are the Romans back on vinyl. So I'll go ahead and cut back to the original footage that I shot, even though it had some problems at the end with lighting. I don't care. Here it is. Alright, one more here. The new album from Russian Circles called Memorial. Really like the cover art here. And also the inner gatefold. Nice shot of the ocean. Imagery goes along very well with the record. Russian Circles are just continuing to do what they do very well. Instrumental, post-rock. And the last song also features vocals from Chelsea Wolfe, who is also on Sargent House, their label, which is pretty sweet. And I pre-ordered this and got one of the 500 on clear vinyl, which is, I like clear vinyl. What I originally ordered was what they were calling translucent steel gray, which apparently they oversold, and I was one of the ones that were past what they could fulfill. So they emailed me and offered me the clear, so I went ahead and did that. Like I said, it's limited to 500 and it's already sold out and selling for more than what I paid for it on eBay. But it's still available on black vinyl, and if you like post-rock music, Russian Circles are definitely at the top of the pile. They're really great. The album didn't grab me right away on the first listen, but upon listening to it a second time in headphones, it was really great. I'm looking forward to listening to it again. So I do have some more things to show, some used records. I don't know if I'll be able to make another video today, but I'll try. And today's Halloween, the last day for my contest. So if I have a playlist made of the videos that I've seen. If you made a video and it's not there, please let me know, and hopefully I can get it into the drawing before I do that. I'll do that sometime this next week. And thank you for everyone who's made a video. I really enjoyed watching them, and your responses have been great. It's been fun to do another contest, so thanks a lot, and I'll be back sometime soon. And this video is much darker than it was when it started. Been using the natural light, so the clouds have been coming in and out. Anyway, alright, so thanks for getting through this video with me. Until next time, take care, enjoy your music.